Hi, this is Drowned in Sound, Latitude Festival 2012 with the Antlers. So, hi.
Hi.
One of the Antlers.
One third
of the Antlers. So, obviously it's your second time at Latitude Festival, so are you looking forward to your set?
Yes, very much. This is a great festival, and we had a good time. Last time we played was fantastic. Just a great audience here. Everyone's very excited.
I think it's also, quite interesting that obviously since Burst Apart, and obviously the critical acclaim that it received. I mean, obviously for Drowned in Sound, it was our album of the year for 2011.
Thanks.
I think there's certainly quite a lot more anticipation around your set now. I mean, are you sort of worried about anything like that? Does it sort of psych you up or something?
Oh no, I'm psyched up from it. It's exciting. I mean, it's really great when you spend so much time working on something and people actually respond to it well and think it's as good as you were trying to make it in the first place. I can't really ask for anything better because you're making things you're prepared for.
Yeah.
Prepared for criticism and you're prepared for people to not enjoy it at all. So it's kind of a relief to have people say it's actually not that bad. So.
I wouldn't have thought though that you'd be used to criticism now. I don't think I've seen a negative review of the Antlers for a long time.
Yeah.
If at all.
We've been pretty high percentage, I'd say, of positivity versus negativity, which is nice. But I'm waiting for it backlash to start. I'm always prepared for horrible reviews. We get torn apart every once in a while, but it's okay.
I mean,
in stride.
Obviously, as well, the last time that you played here, Hospice had sort of like just come out and started to catch on to a UK audience. Now, obviously, with Burst Apart, and obviously you've got the Undersea EP coming out in the UK in 2 weeks. What kind of set can we expect today?
Well, I'd say still, lots of Burst Apart. I find that it's the most fun to play at festivals. It's hard to play these Hospice songs that are really intense and personal outdoors, in the sun or, in this case, the rain. But, it's more fun to play songs like Roll Together and, French Exit and stuff like that. But we'll play a new song today, Drift Dive from Undersea, the EP.
I mean, obviously, I guess that there's quite a lot of expectation around the EP. Would you say that that's an indication of what the next Antlers album's going to sound like?
No, not really. In any case, it's just its own thing. We're going to continue to push forward after this, so it's not really a sampling of what's to come. It's just its own thing. We had a block of time about 3 months long that we could either have taken off or worked on other projects, or made this, and we decided to see what we could get done in that block of free time, and 4 songs, 4 songs that are on it, but the other ones aren't. You won't hear. But yeah, so we're excited. We feel like they have a real through line between the 4 songs, and they have their own sound and their own vibe. So I'm really excited about this release, actually.
I mean, are there any more songs ready? I mean, have you still got a projected release date, for example, for the album? Will it come out this year? Or?
No, we haven't really started it yet.
Really? Well,
we don't have time. We're traveling all the time. But we're gonna start, I think, in September, recording full time. So. You pretty much, when you're making a record, you have to sort of put your foot down and stop playing shows for a while, because it takes, it's 8 to 12 hours in the studio every day is what, at least what I do. So you need to sort of sit down and focus and just do all that work.
I guess you're not one of those bands who sort of likes to write on the road or sort of use it as a diary or anything like that. Then.
No, I work on a lot of stuff on the road, but it's mostly things like remixes or other projects and stuff like that, more electronic kind of stuff, things that you can do with a laptop. But it's hard to sort of write as a band, at least the 3 of us, the way we work. We definitely, start by playing instruments in a room and figuring out things that we sort of all gel on and ideas that we're all psyched about to turn into a song.
So you're sort of like working with Transgressive Records now in the UK. Is that going to be a long-term thing? And I mean, how did that come about?
Well, they released Burst Apart as well, and we've just, they've been great. They've done a great job with Burst Apart, and they're really cool people. So they're putting out the Undersea EP, and they'll be putting out the next record.
I mean, I think what's quite interesting is that obviously for you guys, you're sort of like spending a hell of a lot of time in the UK. I mean, obviously you're back over for End of the Road in a month's time, and then you've got the Ultimoris parties with the National at the end of the year. I mean, it's almost like you've got your second home over here. I mean, would you sort of like say that UK audiences are more receptive, if you like, to your music than anywhere else?
They've been very receptive. So we'll keep coming back as many times as we can, essentially. I think I realized today for the first time that I felt actually kind of comfortable on the London Underground in the tube there. So I was like, wow, when did I get comfortable being in London? This is, still foreign to me, but it's nice. It's like, being used to places around the world, like knowing my way around London or Dublin or Amsterdam, or it's kind of strange, but I like it.
I mean, I guess there's one thing which we should apologise for in the UK, and that's obviously this weather in the summer. I mean,
it's all your fault too. What are you doing?
Did you come prepared? Did you bring your wellies? And
I wore my totally unprepared white brand new shoes. So no, I have no idea how to deal with rain or mud. I just sort of avoid it and try to hop the puddles.
So it must be quite a relief, sort of like being able to fly off to Portugal after here, and then go to Spain where the temperatures are going to be so much warmer, and you can use your sun cream.
Yeah, I heard there's a swimming pool backstage in Spain too, but
well, there is here, but it's brown and muddy.
Yeah, not going to be swimming back here, but for all you talk about London, it's England. London, sorry, I'm tired. England, though, I would say audiences here are just fanatics. They're the kind of people that will brave this kind of mud. In the States, I don't think they would be able to handle it. Except maybe Bonnaroo, but.
So I guess I've got to ask the question. I mean, will there be a UK tour at any point in the foreseeable future?
Foreseeable future? Yes. No. Yes. Well, basically everything's festivals this summer, and I think that'll take us right up into when we start working on another record. So maybe not, but next year we'll have a new record, and then we'll do a big, massive tour that probably won't ever end.
It's almost like you've been permanently on tour really since after hospice came
for 3 years now or something. Yeah, it's felt like it. Yeah, the only real break we took was to make Burst Apart. So basically you're on the road or in the studio 12 hours a day. So, but I like that too. So
will you be hanging around after your set? Will there be are there any bands or artists which you?
I hope so. I want to see Janelle Monáe.
Yeah.
But Destroyer's on pretty early, actually.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see him too. And Yes Air as always was great, but I don't know how late we'll actually get to stay, but yeah.
So are there any other artists, which are sort of like caught your eye and ear recently, who you think that we should be checking out over here? We might not be aware of
here. I usually prepare some kind of answer for this. What have I been listening to lately? Well, you gave Tim Hecker that second spot last year, and I must say I finally just got a chance to see him in a church in Canada a few weeks ago, and I've been listening to the record again since because it's just mind blowing. It was really, really intense experience. And, so I'm still listening to that a lot. I've been listening to a lot of Alice Coltrane actually lately, stuff like that. And we listen to a lot of dub and a lot of old King Tubby and that stuff. We Scratch Perry and Desmond Decker and whatever.
Trojan Records then basically.
Oh yeah, all the Trojan Records stuff is sick. And lots of sort of like more electronic stuff right now.
I think Shy FX are playing tonight. Actually, one of the old sort of like Shy FX from the old sort of like rave and jungle days from 20 years ago. They're on tonight, I think. Well, early hours of tomorrow morning, about 1 o'clock. So if you're still here, that's worth checking out.
Yeah, that'd be cool. We played right before Lee Scratch Perry and Primavera Fest.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, and that was great. I was like, I'm really on. This
place was awesome. Rocking in more ways than one.
Oh god, it was so cool. Yeah, that was one of the coolest shows I've had the chance to be, on the same stage. Like, that's pretty cool.
So, got to ask you really one final question. Obviously, we're at a festival, and obviously the majority of the summer for yourselves is sort of like playing at festivals. If you could create your own festival, who would your 3 headliners be for the 3 days?
Wow.
You can go for anyone past or present, so we can resurrect someone if you want to.
Past or present. Yikes. I don't think you could have a festival that's awesome unless Radiohead plays.
Which era?
Like Kid A era, maybe. Kid A Amnesiac era.
Yep.
That would be pretty amazing. I guess I saw him right after that when it was. Actually, it was like Hail to the Thief time. That was pretty amazing. Other headliners, past or present. And maybe. I don't know if he's really a festival band, but maybe Elliott Smith would be a pretty sweet headliner or show.
Probably work somewhere like here as well.
Yeah,
that'd be amazing.
Maybe maybe like Neutral Milk Hotel or something, if they pretend they stayed a band for. Although I hear they're getting back together. Is that true?
I don't know. I know that the Jeff Mangum shows in the summer have gone down really, really well.
Yeah.
People queuing around the block at Primavera and places like that. So.
I hope they get back together. That'd be pretty far out.
So, is there anything else which you'd sort of like to share with Drowning Sounds readers?
Not right now. Yeah. I think that covers it. Undersea, out July 30th in the UK and Europe.
Thank you very much. This was Drowning Sound with the Antlers at Latitude Festival.